So how many black women raised you? Because you just sound like my aunt, my other aunt, and a cousin of my cousin.
Just Whoopi. That's my girl.
No.
I told you have to clean your room. Now clean your room, and when you come out, Oliver and I will be here. That's my cat.
Yeah. I only talk. I don't even talk. I just talk about it when I started seeing how much was going against it. You see that movie Contagion? You should have been.
I loved it.
Yeah, you should have been. My girl Stacey Shear, one of the producers. You should. I
watched it high.
Really?
It was a test for me.
Was it really? 2 movies
I watched high. That's like, you know what? That's when I stopped smoking pot, but not because of the movie. I watched 127 Hours High, and about a half hour in, I went, "This is a terrible idea." And you're just locked in. You can't go anywhere. You're just watching a guy fucking trapped in a boulder stone. And I'm like, I was on the road someplace, and I could just go out, walk around wherever I want. And I'm like, man, this is so bad for us.
It is.
Us trapped here.
I only do it when I have pain or when I have medical reasons to have it.
What fucking medical reason do you have to smoke grass? Just be honest. Just say the medical. Just be.
I'm going to be honest.
I'm honest to say the medical reason is I feel like getting high because I like it.
No,
that's medical.
Think about this. Have you ever?
It's like an antidepressant.
Jay, I don't know you. I don't get to the point. But you ever get to the point where you can't sleep?
Never in my
Never.
life.
So first thing you do is they tell you to do something stupid, like warm up some cow milk, some cow lactate, make it hot,
and
that's going to make you
sleep. What made you think if you said milk, the viewers weren't going to go along with you?
Well,
like what kind of milk, John Salley?
I like coconut milk, so
I'm
not going to call it milk. I'm going to go cow lactate.
Milk, that's crazy.
You put some cow lactate.
You're crazy, John Salley.
You put some cow lactate in your body that makes you sleep. But if all of a sudden you get some medical marijuana that will help you relieve the stress in your brain, it will help you sleep better.
If I smoke pot, the last thing I'm going to do is go to sleep. I'm going to go up and write a fucking script.
Which you would need to do.
Huh?
Which you would need to do. It also helps you get things done that needs to get done.
Right, but to smoke grass, I know what you're saying.
So attention deficit, right, what you have as an adult.
Yeah.
If you smoke the right cannabis, which is medical cannabis given to you by
what if I smoke the rapper cannabis?
Man, if you go get that dirt weed that people...
No, the rapper himself, that LL dispelled.
Okay. Oh, you're right about that. You really think cannabis is gone because of LL?
I thought he was gone, but then I heard him on Common's album, and I'm like, that's a pretty nice track for a guy that's supposed to have had his career ended.
Yeah, and then he go to the Army. I think he went to the Army and came out of the Army.
Canadian Army?
Something like that. He went to the Army.
So it helps you sleep?
Helps me sleep, helps my body relax when needed. Yes.
Yes, so does Hawaii.
That's right. Which, funny you say that, has some of the best medical cannabis.
So you're like an authority now on pot.
Well, hey, when Montel Williams has
he
MS,
smokes every day.
Every 15
But he doesn't
minutes.
like when you smoke in front of him.
Who told you that?
I know a guy.
Yeah, you know a guy that knows.
I know a guy very close to Montel that says Montel will smoke a joint in front of you, and if you have a one-hitter, Montel will go, I would appreciate it if you didn't do that in front of me. It's the most confusing place to work in the world.
I don't believe Montel did that. No.
Well,
he came up with a great idea that they should make it an inhaler. That's what they should do. All those kids walking around with asthma, hit that instead.
You never smoke. Oh, Peter Tosh. Good for the asthma. Boo-doo.
There's way too much in that brain. Seriously, Jay, you got so much going on in that brain.
If I could just harness it into one brilliant novel, and then I could kill myself.
Now, I brought you some Vermax. You see that right there?
Yeah, John Salley brought the Vermax Performance Guarantee, 8 hours. Let me ask you a question. What makes you think I want a boner for 8 hours?
It doesn't mean you're going to have sex for 8 hours, but when it's time to get ready, it's better to stay ready than to get ready. So you can take that almost as you would take your multi-day vitamin, because what it does, it's going to bring blood to areas that usually don't get them, past that belly you have, and down down into your genitalia, also around your colon. And when there's blood, there's
Why
no
do I want
virus.
blood in my colon?
Well, you want the blood to keep moving your colon all the way out. Because I can tell.
You want me to have a prolapsed
I just was in your beautiful house.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some dead animals in that refrigerator. that is decaying, but you're delaying the decay, and then you're going to cook it, thinking you're going to get protein
this is your vegan
from it.
bullshit.
No. I'm just talking about how you eat.
Animals are made out of fucking meat, and that's why we have teeth to eat animals.
Really?
Yeah, really.
So why don't you go grab a damn cow and bite into his ass? You can't.
Let me ask you a question. But you can go grab
an orange, you can grab an apple, you can grab a banana.
Why are cows here?
Well, why are humans here?
To procreate with God.
With God?
Yeah.
You calling your wife God? No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
We are here.
Namaste. Respect the God within you.
Constantly. That's right. So if we're going to talk that, we have to be fundamentally conscious about all living things.
Even our wives.
Even our wives. They're living beautiful things. My wife is the best thing on the planet. Ask her. She says, living in L.A., she got double points. Being married to a professional athlete, she got triple points. She's been married to me 19 years, been with me 21 years. I asked her, would you go anywhere else? She goes, I like where I'm at.
You want best
That's
in
black.
sports show. Huh?
That's Ebonic. I like where I'm at. It's behind a preposition. Don't worry about it.
You just explain Ebonics. What makes you think you got to explain Ebonics to anybody in my crew?
No, because I don't want anybody to think that's the way I speak. I just want to know I use the vernacular.
You're a Georgia Tech graduate, man.
No question.
You and Stefan. You think Stefan would explain himself?
You said I'm a Georgia Tech graduate.
You didn't graduate?
I'm a graduate.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I don't know if Stefan graduated.
Oh, I just meant he did not. I meant you went to Georgia Tech like Stefan, like Nomar Garcia-Parra, like Jason Varitek.
Kenny Anderson, Dennis Scott. Kenny Anderson graduated.
Number 7.
2 years ago. Yep.
Lefty. 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
That's the blackest
he got
shit.
his degree.
How old is he?
41 years old.
That's the blackest shit I ever heard.
Hey, that's what I tell cats.
Michael Abrams, and like a 22-year-old walks up, they go, Kenny Anderson. Motherfucker goes up with a limp. and a walker.
I just wondered.
And his marijuana inhaler.
Right.
Gold chains and his Nets jersey on. Like, y'all don't front. Y'all remember what's up. Lefty, me and J Kidd running the point.
Can you imagine though? See, that's the one thing when kids want to go hardship. Well, that's what we used to call it when they want to go pro. I tell them to go pro. College is always going to be there.
If I went to college, I would not have a comedy career. I would have died of alcohol poisoning, or I would have done fucking coke and heroin and just fell off a balcony and died.
See?
And by not going to college, I was like, look what happened to me non-college years. The Jeff Foxworthy show, Saturday Night Live, MTV's Lip Service. I mean, it was a gig. We can make fun of it all you want. But at 19 years old, like, hey, we're going to put you on MTV. You can host this wacky show. At 20 years old, I'm flying through Texas headlining these plays. If I was at college, what am I going to be doing? Learning about, the Ted Offensive?
You go to college to get a higher education to get a higher paying job. If you got a higher paying job and you want to be educated, read.
Right.
Look how much knowledge and education and experience. Experience is the best part of education anyway. So you did right, son.
You did right also because you're a Georgia Tech graduate. You're you have one of my favorite sports quotes, and we've been on a sports run. We had Charlie Sheen, Ray Mancini. We've had really good podcasts, and we're just riding the testosterone at this point. Fuck it. Apparently that's the demo. Bring John Salley in. I'm like, I don't know. What about Margaret Cho? She doesn't answer my tweets. Fuck her. Fucking answer the tweets. Lindsay Lohan, how many times I gotta reach out? You come to my house, steal some shit. It'll be fun. Allegedly. Listen.
You're going to come back, that little giraffe's going to be missing.
As long as the little one.
Yeah, no.
Because this one's where I hide everything.
That's the tallest raw foodist in the world.
Giraffes are the tallest. All right. But look, we got to talk about your raw food bullshit. You and Woody Harrelson. Anthony Bourdain thinks you guys are out of your fucking minds.
Yeah, that's why he's always angry.
He looks pretty happy to me.
He's never happy.
You can't sit on a canoe in Quito going up the Amazon if you're an angry person.
Let me tell you.
Anthony Bourdain?
The one time I saw him angry, I've never seen him scared. That's the one thing I can say about this cat. You never see fear in his face. When they were bombing, he was in Lebanon, and he had to get on.
Incredible.
He still didn't crack. He was like...
He was sitting by the pool in a Four Seasons robe.
I need cigarettes. I can't believe we got to do this. How long is it going to take before we get out of here?
For the listeners on the show No Reservations, one of my all-time favorite shows because he's a completely underrated writer.
Right.
His synopsis at the end of a show, when he left like Laos and the guy with no legs because he stepped on a landmine that was left over from the war, and they brought him in and they sat on the floor, and at the end he goes, how is it possible to feel so fulfilled and so empty at the same time? Like his wrap-ups of the shows bring tears to my eyes. And he was in Lebanon?
Yeah, I think it was.
And they were at like the Ritz-Carlton, and literally they start launching missiles into Israel, which you can see from the pool. It's like being at the W in Fort Lauderdale and just looking down the beach. I mean, it was probably 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah.
There was an actual war happening. And they just kept the cameras running.
Keep the camera. Hey, as long as we got juice. You know, this is his last season, too. That's the bad side.
I think he just ran out of places to go.
And nasty food to eat.
Yeah. But he'll at least admit that he doesn't like something. Like when he had to eat the anus of like the porcupine with like the indigenous people.
Yeah.
And it made him real sick. He talked openly about it.
Because they laughed at him. The indigenous people said,
well, plus
got
it's
that
like,
asshole to get an asshole.
But he also makes a point, like, if you're going to go to this remote village and their thing is, we kill a deer and the guest gets the eyes, like, you can't turn down the eye. You're 3,000 miles up a river one way. Like, they'll kill you. And you're with, like, guys, you're with headhunters, you know, with tattooed faces. But that guy, Andrew Zimmer from Bizarre Foods, I heard that motherfucker go, that is good armadillo.
Yeah,
like, what? Like, you've had bad armadillo?
Because you know what his trick is? And I tell people this when about food. Every time I talk about vegan food or something, one of the first thing they do is that. Because they have in their mind the mentality of cardboard / styrofoam, which used to be.
That's not
now,
what's in my
it's
mind.
not like that anymore.
I love vegetables.
Right.
I love fruit.
Right.
I love lentils.
Good.
I love starch so much that you're staring at my tummy.
No, I have no choice. It's in the way of your face.
But let me tell you something. I love steak.
No, you don't. Your tongue, I know you wish it was longer, 4 inches long. That's all the taste. Once it gets going down your throat, you don't taste it anymore. Then your body has to try to digest that.
What fucking pot do you smoke?
Oh, wait.
That you're after your tongue, you're tasting shit.
Okay, so let me get this right. When
What is
food
Star
goes to
Trek?
the back of your throat, you taste it? No, you don't. You only taste it when you're chewing it on your tongue. Your tongue is your taste.
So you're telling me if
of it.
I'm a vegan, I taste it all the way through my ass?
No, what I'm telling you is we taste the same amount of food, just the food that you put in your stomach doesn't digest. It feeds your fat cells and it bloats your stomach. That's inflammation. That's not even your stomach. That's your intestines. Your intestines are bloated. Your stomach is under your heart.
You're talking to me like I'm a blob of shit.
I didn't. I just don't want you to become
You
one.
just keep pointing to my stomach and going, that's why you got
No,
that stomach.
I'm pointing to your head. It's just your stomach is right there.
I'm looking at your fat head instead.
No, I'm just trying to give you that idea when people wonder, when they grab their intestines.
Fuck you.
And they go, I got to lose weight. No, you have to shit.
That's true.
what you have to do.
That's what they should have
Then
told
it's going to go
Elvis.
away, and then your body shrinks back to the side. And when I found this out, let me tell you, when I was at school, in college, before the pregame meal, they had string beans and a steak. And everybody ate these string beans and steak. When I was in the pro, they would always tell you, eat a steak. Then all these guys had lower back problems. When I found out the lower back problems was from a compacted colon that literally is just shit that doesn't pass out of your back, because there's no way you should have all these muscles and have back spasms unless your back is trying to move the shit out of your body. So if you get a colonic or you eat things that are fiber, you don't get those same back problems. When I found out, I said, why don't you tell
This is what my asshole thinks. All right?
The fact that you can still smell your microphone is disgusting.
That's like a beef Wellington. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all.
That is so nasty.
Look, let's get back. I want to talk to you about raw foods, but more importantly, when you're on Best Damn Sports Show,
Yes.
I told you, James Toney, who was briefly heavyweight champion of the world, and talk about a fucking fatso. That guy could have been champion for real if he just kept his weight under it. He was a fat slob.
Well, it's kind of hard to, when they're throwing animal products down your throat and then telling you to fight hard and it doesn't digest, it makes your body swell.
It has nothing to do with the booze and the fact that he eats fried foods and.
That's what I mean. He eats fried dead animal.
Okay.
That hurts it even more. Did you know the guy that beat Pacquiao is a vegan?
Yes, he doesn't eat anything with shits.
Just thought I mentioned
Timothy Bradley.
Yeah.
Desert Storm, Timmy Bradley.
That's right. Just thought he came in there and beat the best boxer.
Brian Cox was being challenged by James Toney.
Right.
And then I think it was me and Michael, I know it was. It was me and Michael Rappaport were on the same show. You were there. Chris Rose was there. And I think Tom Arnold was there.
Nope.
No, Tom was not there? All right. And I said, who wins in a fight, James Toney or Brian Cox. And then you immediately establish the ground rules, like not in a ring, just in the hallway. It escalates.
Right.
Who wins that fight? I'm asking you.
Right now?
At that time.
At that time, Brian Cox.
Thank you.
Because he's bigger.
He's
used to tackling people.
He just grabs them and slams them against the floor.
Right, but Lights Out doesn't have a neck. I mean, he played Frazier and Ali, and he looked more like Frazier than Frazier did at that time.
And then the argument was, do you think that James Toney, if he could just get one shot off and hit Brian Cox in the face, does that drop Brian Cox?
If it's an uppercut, one of his uppercuts, he's done.
But I said, as Geechee, going back, and this is what I said at the time, a Geechee old-school brother like Brian Cox, one shot, I don't care who throws it, ain't bringing him down.